The Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union and their respective allies from the mid-1940s to the early 1990s. It was a period of proxy wars, espionage and propaganda rather than direct military confrontation. The conflict was fought over ideological differences between the two superpowers, with the United States supporting capitalism and democracy, and the Soviet Union supporting communism. The Cold War began shortly after the end of World War II, when the two superpowers emerged as the dominant global powers. The United States and the Soviet Union had very different political and economic systems, and they soon began to compete for influence around the globe. One of the most significant events of the Cold War was the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. The crisis brought the world to the brink of nuclear war, as the United States and the Soviet Union faced off over the presence of Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba. The crisis was eventually resolved peacefully, but it highlighted the dangers of the Cold War and the potential for nuclear war. Another key event of the Cold War was the collapse of the Berlin Wall in 1989. The Berlin Wall was a physical manifestation of the divide between the communist East and the capitalist West. Its collapse was a major symbolic victory for the West and a sign that the Cold War was coming to an end. The Cold War ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. The Soviet Union was weakened by a number of factors, including economic problems and political instability. Its collapse marked the end of the Cold War and the beginning of a new era in world history. The Cold War had a profound impact on the world. It shaped global politics, economics, and culture for nearly half a century. The legacy of the Cold War continues to be felt today, as the world continues to grapple with the challenges of nuclear proliferation and the rise of new superpowers. Here are some of the key takeaways from the Cold War. The Cold War was a complex and nuanced conflict, but it is important to understand its basic contours in order to appreciate its significance. The Cold War shaped the world we live in today, and its legacy continues to be felt in many ways.